Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Charles Gray with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
This is We Talk Weekly's After the Talk in WPPMLP Philadelphia, 106.5 FM. And I like to just take this time to send a super shout out to all our podcast listeners, man. We all over the place and we appreciate you. So if you are hearing this, make sure you share this podcast, share what you're listening to all of your friends, and let them know that this is a new podcast out there that's doing some good things, man. So we really appreciate you. We're all over the place. Guess what's some of those places again? Sizzle, right? We all over. You said
There's so many.
So many, man. I'm
like
excited.
The long list. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, TuneIn Radio. It's probably some that I forgot.
Yo, I mean, that's a lot of them. All right, we everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And so we really appreciate you guys for following us, man. But real quick, let's talk a little bit about, I want to just bring this up because, some of our Chinese brethren are going through it over there in Wuhan.
Yes.
Yeah, the coronavirus, man. And I had the opportunity to, scroll through my feed, and it was this little, I want to say this presentation. I won't say not a presentation. I won't say a presentation, but CNN put together this piece as it relates to the coronavirus and some of the, things that our brethren was talking about and how they feeling. So take a listen. Let's see if I can bring this up.
This coronavirus has killed over 1,000 people now. It initially started from Wuhan, China, and it has spread across the world. With this virus, there's now a worrying trend, and that is the increasing discrimination against Chinese people, and sometimes simply against people who look Chinese.
Every disease that ever came from China is disgusting. That's from Chinese. They can't even wipe their own. I'm reading this and I'm reading everything that they bring to our place.
He would gesture towards me and then say, "They're dirty." I consciously thought we, the Asian community, are under attack. There was nowhere I could go. I was born and raised in LA. I love this city. I love the diversity. And this really came as a surprise and as a shock to me. It's not about whether I'm Chinese or not. It's the fact that he made a choice to damn me and to damn Chinese people because of his fears.
If you're from China, I need to know. Anyone from China, I am told, has to be picked up and quarantined for 2 weeks. If you're going to keep giving me a hard time, you can find someplace else to go.
In the United States, for Asian Americans, we've been constructed as foreign and aliens and immigrants. In the last few months, attitudes towards Chinese and Chinese Americans have changed with the news of the coronavirus. We've seen an uptick in fear of people who look like this.
感觉这事情都挺严重啊，对我们影响也挺大的。一整天现在画下来都是20-30桌，在平常时候啊，一天大概有100桌左右了。
在这个唐人街，那个纽约唐人街、加拿大这个地方，正好19年，这个生意啪，差不多掉了。起码7到8成这样子，这个订台客人是有的在几个月之前就订了，就是说要吃年夜饭，突然之间22号订台都取消了。他打电话来，他说你们大陆有这个病，我们不出来了。那我们餐馆没有人得这个病，完了我们这里掐到他们。
Well, there you have it, y'all. Like, that's it was and I believe that was Mandarin. Somebody was talking as it relates to how, she was a owner of a restaurant, and she was making mention about certain travelers and people who are not coming to the restaurant anymore, and they're calling the restaurant and canceling their, they're just canceling their reservations and saying, you know what, we just don't want to eat there. And you are talking about people who way of life is the restaurants that they have created for many tourists and just people in general. So I guess that was to, just play to just wanted to talk to y'all about that a little bit and see what y'all felt. And if you're listening out there, you can always chime in on the podcast and things of that nature. But I just wanted to, see how you guys felt about that. I was looking at some of the comments, and, to some, it was very upsetting. And again, that clip was from CNN. And it was very upsetting to see a lot of people saying, you guys stay in China. We don't want you over there. And sounding very, unsympathetic, sounding very just mean and but I do understand and get that virus right there. And if you can see the numbers, Lady Esther, I just pulled up these numbers, and you're talking about total confirmed people with this sickness is 78,766 people. That's a lot, and when you're going from, let me see, looking at the regions, and the cases, 12 cases in France, 10 cases in, Macua, 9 in Canada, 9 in UK, Philippines, 3 in Philippines, India, 3, 2 cases in Russia, 2 cases in Spain, 1 in Lebanon, Nepal, Cambodia, Israel, Belgium, and Finland. I'm glad it's nothing. I thought I heard something in the U.S., though.
There's some here.
It's it's a couple cases in the U.S.
I think it was, what was it, 13?
13. But you're talking about cases, and it hits close to home. And this is a virus that's actually killing people. 35 cases in the U.S. Wow. And it's just, you have to ask yourself, is the feelings that people, wow, look at those red bubbles, and geez, is the people who are feeling very challenged about this virus as it relates to what they're hearing and being close to it, are they justified by saying like, stay where you are, don't bring that to me? Or is that racism? Because looking at some of the comments off of the CNN post, you have people that sounds a lot of, Chinese people from China, and Wuhan has responded saying, you guys sound racist and this is an epidemic. This has nothing to do with race.
Yeah, well,
true.
Jeannie Mai, she also said something because, she's dating Jeezy, and
right.
She said that, they've been posting their pictures and stuff like that of them two together. And under the comments, she said she read the comments, and they were like, oh, be careful, wear your mask, and be careful you don't get the coronavirus and this, that, and the other.
Talking to Jeezy about Jeannie Mai, okay.
Yeah, they were commenting on the
okay.
picture that they posted, and, she was like, that's, to not do that, and that's not right.
Yeah.
Like how, you're just creating this, this hatred, basically.
Yeah, you can't make it a racist thing because it's a virus. It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
It has to do with region. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are Asians that are here in the United States that have not been there. You understand?
Right.
But you have Americans just as well who have been to some of those other countries, which is why we've had 13 cases in the United States because they travel to those other countries for work or what have you, or vacation, and then they came back here and it was spread. So it's just, and it's never what you do, it's always how you do it, so don't be crass when it comes to those things. You want to take precaution. What you should be saying is, anyone who are in those areas, please, stay there, seek help, because there are a record of numbers of folks who've been healed from it. We also, just like you reported, Charles, the amount of infected. We have a number for the infected. We have a number for the deaths, and we have a number for the totals
for the infected and deaths.
Yes,
we have the number of deaths. So I do want to report that if we pulled up. Go ahead. Please.
Yeah. So and the report we're looking at, just so everyone knows, is from the arcgis.com, which is being updated every few minutes, and it was last updated at 9:13 p.m. this evening.
9:13.
So it's very up to date.
Yeah. So as of now at 9:43 p.m., total deaths are 2,461. But total recovered.
And it says the area.
And it says the area, yeah. And it's a few of them. But just in mainland China alone is 2,346 deaths. Wow. Let me see.
Lot.
That's a lot. Wow. Yeah.
That's a lot.
And so this is all Asian. That's the Asian.
This is the
Asian countries.
Yeah,
Okay.
what I have highlighted right here are the Asian countries, and you can see Tokyo, Japan, Shanghai, China, Wuhan, Belgium. I mean, and the thing is, Hong Kong. I'm going to try to expand this for you so you can see it.
Yeah.
It's covered in red, so you can it's almost hard to even see. It's almost hard to even see what countries we're talking about.
Wow, man. It's all covered in red. I mean,
and the red dots represent where
the infections, right?
Yeah.
Infections and deaths, right? The deaths told. So, I mean, there are, 23,093 people who have totally recovered, right? And in mainland China, 15,299 has recovered. So that's optimistic. But it's one of those things. What you have people feeling that they're just terrified and they're trying to make this a racial thing, and I think that's where the whole idea of xenophobia came into play. But what I will say is we had a lot of our black brethren that jumped in and were saying that people are now scared of China, right? And they are being, people are showing some prejudice to them now, or being scared, and they're being called names, and they are being marginalized now, and people don't want to, go into their stores and be around them and moving away. But somebody mention that if you listen to all of the things that I have said, that sounds like what they were doing to black folks. And you have a lot of black folks who are very challenged with showing a certain amount of support because, by the hands of many people who are Chinese, who are living in some of these communities and taken out of the black communities, they are being really racist and bigoted towards black folks.
And what I'm curious about, because there's 35 confirmed cases in the United States,
right.
What are the races of those 35 people?
Oh, how about that? Yeah.
Are any of them
It doesn't
right?
break that down, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it
probably
doesn't
wouldn't
say
that.
But it does show you where they are. And for the most part, it looked as if
L.A.
most of them were on the West Coast.
Yeah, yes, on the West Coast. That's the water. By the water yeah. Wow. So, I mean, what can we do? Should we feel some type of, they're still humans, there's still people
right.
and there's people who are dying because of this. But can you empathize with someone who is saying like, yo, I'm not racist. I just want to be healthy. And this virus is killing people, and unfortunately, when you have a white conservative male that says that, the first thing you think about is, oh, he's a racist and he's bigoted. Yeah. But it's some people who can truly identify with, yo, I'm not racist or bigoted. I just want to be safe. If you can see, it was other videos that's coming out where it looks as if allegedly, I'll say allegedly, that some people are really trying to spread it by spitting on the buttons in elevators and urinating in elevators, and
people who know they have it are doing
who
this?
knows they have it, and there's videos out that showed it, and it's scary. It's truly scary. But this is not all of China, right? This is not all the Chinese.
No,
and everybody who are of Asian descent, right? Unfortunately, people look at people that might be from Thailand and think they're Chinese. Right. People who are Japan, and they're just being grouped into, oh, they must be Chinese because of the way that they look, right? if you're uninformed. And so it's just something to have more of it's a layered conversation, and it's something that we need to have a dialogue about and see, well, what are the solutions? What can we do to, protect some of those who are not, one, infected, but also who are suffering from being grouped into the idea that if you're Chinese, then you have to have the coronavirus. So what can we do, right?
Yeah, it's just education, and one of the things, as we share this information with you, I want to make sure we add this link to our website.
Definitely,
because then all you at home here under the sound of our voices and are hearing us read these numbers and report this information, you can actually go on to the site yourself and keep up with it and keep track of it. Look at it every day, know where it is, educate yourself. A lot of times that's where I feel like the underlying problem lies, is lack of knowledge and lack of education. And that's why people are walking around being ignorant, saying ignorant things because you don't know. So
that's right. I love that. The more you know. You know what? And we'll definitely do that. I'll make sure that it's a nice link where you can be able to actually see up to date
the map and everything we're looking at.
Absolutely, the map, the up to date keeps you up to date. And just to say the numbers one more time for those who are listening. Total confirmed with who has contracted the virus. This is confirmed cases by country and region, but I'm just saying a number right now. Total confirmed 78,766 people. Total deaths, remember, this is country and region, but I'm only saying a total. The total deaths is 2,461. However, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Total recovered to 23,093 people who has totally recovered. So that says totally. That doesn't say, oh, they're not experiencing any symptoms. That's saying that they totally recovered and show no traces of having the coronavirus at all.
Absolutely. People, please take precaution because this is not something, like a virus that is incurable. This is curable. It's like the flu. It can be cured. You can spread it very easily, but it can be cured. So if you feel like you've been affected, if you know anybody you feel like has been affected or in close proximity to someone who's been affected, just go to the doctors, seek medical attention right away, because you don't want to take a chance of thinking that you just have a cold or it's just a flu and then tomorrow you're not here, because apparently these are the symptoms. That it's just like flu symptoms.
Yep, they said it's the flu.
It's just a flu
like
symptom.
asthma.
Yes. The flu symptom, people, this weather that we've been having here on the East Coast, our winter has been very mild. It's February and it's like 60, and then the next day is 30. So everybody's walking around sick because of that. But just please take precaution to make sure that it's only a cold or that it's only the flu. And, even people with the flu, because a lot of people have suffered from the flu and pneumonia this year. Just take care of yourselves overall.
That's right. And so, again, we'll make sure that I have that we'll put this link right on We Talk Weekly. So go to WeTalkWeekly.com and we'll make sure it's very visible, the coronavirus up-to-date stats from total confirmed, total deaths, and total recovered. So there you have it. I just wanted to report that. I thought it was very significant, and I just wanted to keep you guys informed. So we got about 8 minutes. Sizzle, you want to jump in, throw something in there? No, because... yeah, man, it's been rough. And shout out to all the families who has let's just talk about Philadelphia right now as it relates to the deaths that has been happening, the shootings, and we got to do something. We got to do better, y'all.
Well, real quick before we transition, sure. I just would like to point out that for the staying with the coronavirus in the United States, most of the reports have been from California, on the West Coast, Vancouver, Seattle, and then Midwest, Texas, Nebraska, Wisconsin, coming more close to the East Coast, Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, and Boston.
Boston, interesting.
Which is rather close, yes, to where we are.
Interesting. Toronto got Canada in there. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay. I'm trying to see. So say that one more. You said Boston.
Yes, Boston, Toronto, Detroit, Chicago, which are all very close to where we are and where we live. Absolutely. So I just wanted to get that in there. And then the other case, Wisconsin, Iowa, Wisconsin, Iowa, Texas, and then everything else was, California.
Interesting. And it's 35 cases.
Mm-hmm. Vancouver and Seattle, but that's all like far west. But the ones closest to us here on the East Coast, close to Philadelphia, I would like to point out that Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, and Boston.
Yeah.
It's hitting close to home.
It's hitting close to home. And, I know the government has stopped export from there, right? Importing. They stopped importing from there.
So, actually, they changed. The United States Department still maintains its level 4 do not travel status. It was, for China due to the coronavirus. It was level 3, which was, consider not traveling, but then they upped it to level 4 do not travel.
Yeah, and it seems like it's this. It might go to another level soon. They're saying that they don't see any tearing off. It's just continue to go up, right?
Because it's still spreading.
Yeah.
And that's for all of China, not just Wuhan. So pretty much after Wuhan, in the order of affected is Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and South Korea, from highest to lowest in that order. Following China.
Yeah. And they still don't know how it actually happened, do they? They don't. So there's speculation. A lot of people are saying that they seen the lady who was eating bats, and it came from eating exotic animals.
That's what they were saying.
Because right?
But bats carry it.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Bats carry the disease. Bats carry a few diseases. Yeah. Bats carry the disease, and then they eat bats, which then they ingest it. So then they get it, and then they
bite animals.
Yeah. So I know over in those countries, certain animals and insects are like delicacies, and that's their thing, and they eat them, which we don't do here in the United States.
Right.
So, when you ingest something that, you ingest these animals that have something, which I've been saying to people forever. Everybody wants to talk about the pig and all these other animals. But I feel like the chicken is one of the animals that's the most, messed with, because it's so popular. So they're injecting the chickens with all these hormones, which is why you see these big chicken wings and chicken legs. I'm like, chickens don't. A regular chicken never grows that big.
Me off.
And then you got these big chicken breasts, because everybody wants to, their chicken to sell, because they're trying to sell their chicken. And you're ingesting them with these hormones, and then we feed this chicken to our families and our children, and then I see 10-year-olds with boobs, and I'm like, I ain't look like that when I was 10. And I'm wondering where it's coming from, but it's in the food. So just like we think about like that here with us, you got to think about the stuff that they're eating over there.
Yeah.
And that's why, and then a lot of times they don't have the advanced medical treatments that we do here in the States. So then a lot of times things get overlooked, and people are walking around with things longer.
Yeah, that's wow. Yeah,
so it's just a domino effect of it's a multitude of things combined.
Wow. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll make sure that we'll put the link. We'll put the link to all of that that you need to know on WeTalkWeekly.com. We'll make sure it go up by tomorrow. Whoever's listening live and everybody who's listening to the podcast, just go straight to the podcast. Go to our website on WeTalkWeekly.com, and you'll find it there. So check this out. We Talk Weekly Podcast is now on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, Speaker Podcast Addict, Deezer, Podcast Chaser, and now on TuneIn Radio and Podcast. Check this out. Make sure you follow us on podcasts and listen to our shows. Like to follow us on our We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Download the little TuneIn app. Look for WPPMLP 106.5 FM and tune in every Saturday at 8 p.m. for We Talk Weekly. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at We Talk Weekly, at Lauren_Sizzle, at Sparkles Prices 1, at Charles Gregory, at subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, coverage every Monday night, 9:30, Comcast 66, Verizon 52930. We are verified now on Dailymotion, so go to dailymotion.com and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
We Talk Weekly is now higher than 7 TV, so go to higherthan7.com and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
And guess what? We Talk Weekly is now on Business Bully TV, so go to what is it? Amazon TV, download the Business Bully TV, and go to Roku and download Business Bully TV and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
There you go. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in Atlanta, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and all across the nation. And who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Man, We Talk Weekly is everywhere. And if you ain't there, you a square, because this is where all the cool people hang out, man. And so we had a dynamic show today. I'm okay with that. You know, I think we knocked it out the park. You know, shout out to the ladies who were here for Verbosity. You know, I think they're going to make some waves in the industry, man. Look for them soon. Coming out of Philly, Verbosity. You know, very talented. You know, I guess people are considering them, what they say, TLC? The next TLC. Yeah, but we'll see. They got their own legacy and path to, you know, create and carve out. So we'll see how great they're doing. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, man, it's your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lawrence
Lady
Liddell.
Esther. Holla at me, man. Say something about sports. Take them out.
Something about sports. What we got going on?
5 seconds.
5 seconds? No fighting, NBA. No fighting. Y'all too old to be fighting.
We'll holla at you later.